Hello everyone and welcome back to the Grandmaster Chess Speedrun, where we will be playing principled and attacking chess with the end goal of beating a GM. In this game we have a 1600 from Sweden, starting with the pawn out to e4. We're going to play pawn to e5, mirroring them, taking space in the center. They are playing knight to c3. Possibly they're interested in some Vienna stuff. Let's play the move knight to f6, preparing to strike back in the center in the case of the Vienna, which is what they play. So let's play d5. Idea is that if they capture this way, we can now capture this pawn. d3 seems a little bit passive to me, but I'm not super familiar with the theory of this opening. Let's think for a second. If we capture here, they're likely to capture on e5, and then if the knight has to move, they probably want to take this pawn, and that doesn't look so good. So maybe it's just something like knight to c3, guarding this pawn. But then we might see captures, knight takes, bishop comes out. We can capture this. If knight takes, bishop to e7. I think this looks fine. Let's get the two ponies out. I don't really know what the theory is here, but I don't see how just developing my pieces can be so bad. Okay, bishop to g4 also makes sense now as well. Yeah, just pinning the knight seems fairly good. Let's do a quick calculation as well. On bishop to e2, can we capture this pawn? Because that would be quite good. And if we see a capture, then maybe I can capture the knight. And if they take our knight, we take the bishop. And if they take back, then we take this way, attacking there. Yeah, maybe there's something there. Also, they would have to recapture this one as well, because we'd be attacking the knight with the pawn, I just realized. So yeah, bishop to g4 looks decent. You always have to watch out when playing this move, but the bishop's defended as well, so there's never going to be any real discoveries in the future, and there's no bishop takes on f7 tactic as well. So yeah, this looks quite good. Not 100% sure, but looks decent. There's a lot of pawn tension in the center. Probably going to have to break that at some point, but if we can break it with captures, we can take the queen, and then if we can castle long, then we should be doing quite good. Okay, we can already consider a capture on e4 here, and on takes we can consider taking, and then that way after queen takes we can also take this guy, or just play bishop d6, and would leave white with these doubled pawns, which aren't very good. That makes some sense. Alternatively, we can go takes, but we don't get the benefit of the doubled pawns, so I think we should capture this one in the center. That definitely seems like the most logical. And also on takes, we could play something like knight to d4, force the queen back. Then we capture, play bishop d6, try and get an exchange here, get the queen to capture, and if we can castle, then I think we might just be quite a bit better. So yeah, knight to d4 seems tempting, going after the queen, because we're making a threat here. Normally you don't want to move the same piece multiple times. We do have an immediate threat, and that seems quite strong. So I am tempted towards this move. Let's play it. Of course, they can play not bishop takes, they can play queen takes on b7, but it doesn't seem so dangerous. Alright. We could capture. We could also play bishop to c5, I'm noticing, and also knight takes on g4 is available. So a lot of good options here. What, they resigned? I'm not exactly sure where they resigned, to be honest. Unless they saw that knight takes on g4 was possible and just gave up. But knight takes queen d2. It's not game over. Okay, well, a 9-move win. To be honest, yeah, I think they threw in the towel a little bit early there. But we're still worthwhile taking a look at the analysis, seeing if we could have improved in a couple areas. And I'll see you all in a couple seconds. Okay, so we played that one at... Okay, so we played that one at an accuracy of 90. A couple mistakes there, which is to be expected. considering we're playing quite a sharp opening and I didn't really have any real knowledge. But yeah, I knew up to this point, and I knew some of the main ideas, like captures here, knight captures and queen f3. I knew stuff like this, but I wasn't familiar with this pawn to d3, probably because, yeah, it's not a great move. But I just continued by developing the other knight. Small inaccuracy here. Okay, apparently you meant to play this. Guess I was a bit concerned about this, but we have d4, and then the knight comes in here. That's fine, I guess. And yeah, if the bishop takes, then we're just capturing there as well, or no? No, we're not. We're playing bishop to b4, and then also playing d4 once again. Okay, so this d4 idea, a recurring move. When they attack our knight, we can attack their knight. That seems, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and you free up the square in the center. So that's an idea to keep in mind. Yeah, but none of that happened. We just developed the knight, developed the bishop, and then captured a pawn. Engine slightly prefers this one, and then knight d4 maybe. No, just bishop comes out. Engine's getting really quick development in. Yeah, I do quite like that, to be fair. We're threatening d4, and if they go a3, then we just go back, b5. Yeah, and then the bishop's just very good on this diagonal. So, okay, this makes sense as well. This makes a lot of sense. And our pawns are nicely protected by both knights, so we don't have to worry about the center, actually. But, yeah, I chopped down the rainforest, attacked them, and then they resigned the game because, yeah, I guess they just saw that knight takes on g4 was possible. I wasn't fully decided between bishop to c5 and knight takes on g4. Both are apparently very strong. Knight takes on g4 is better, though, because on queen to d2. Oh, wow, knight e3. I hadn't seen this, actually. That's really nice. that is really nice. Yeah, and you can't defend the c2 pawn, and of course, yeah, capturing, you get royal forked. That is pretty dirty, if I do say so myself. So, yeah, that would have been nice to potentially see on the board, but I don't know if my opponent saw this exact line, or they just saw they dropped a pawn and had to move the queen somewhere really awkward, and then decided to resign. But either way, I still think they probably packed it in a little bit early. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, get something useful out of it. Just play in the center, play strong moves, and you'll still be winning up to the 1600 level. So see you all next time.